Good Saturday morning to you all. Hopefully you guys are doing great. Thanks for stopping in here for another Watchmen update. Today we're going to cover a few news items here and get into your reports. We got oil sanctions in Venezuela, apparently over since the United States is going to start importing oil from them. The federal government is now suing the city of New York for sanctuary laws. This is going to be a big political battle out there in the courts. We got Israel ramping up for another offensive. They're telling us exactly what they're going to do. Maybe we should believe them this time. We got craziness happening in Brazil we need to talk about, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture gets a haircut of about 50%. Kind of a big deal. We got reports on landlines. We got reports on store shortages, spices, beef prices going up significantly according to grocery store management. That and a whole lot more. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sending in from all over. If you have something to share, make sure you use the word update somewhere in your comment. That gets it to the right place. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They're giving out free books, Gold and the Bible. So if you want to read about the historical context of gold, how it's been used, and how gold allows us to have fundamental honesty in value, whereas the government today is stealing using paper currency. A lot of insightful stuff in the book. Great read. If you want to check that out, get your free copy. Check out the pinned comment down below, or there'll be a link at the end of the video. All right, the Department of Justice is now suing New York City and Mayor Eric Adams over sanctuary city policies. They say that we're not going to follow federal law. We're not going to let the federal government enforce federal law here in New York City. And the federal government is saying, yeah, that's not going to fly. That's called rebellion. And we already tried that in the 1860s. And we decided we're not going to do that here. So New York City, how about you just step on back and take it? Yeah. President Trump has approved Chevron oil to import oil to the U.S. from Venezuela. Up till now, we've had sanctions on Venezuela because of the socialist regime there. The Democrat regime, socialist, right, regime there. And the violence against civilians and just all the stuff going on there. But looks like we're trying to normalize relations with Venezuela. We got two federal judges on July 23rd ordered that Kilmar Abrego, the normal Maryland father, as all the media put him up there, he's being charged with human trafficking, but apparently these two federal judges think that this guy should go free. He's not supposed to be in the United States in the first place and is being charged with federal crimes, federal felonies of human trafficking, but these two judges ordered him to be released from federal custody. What? So he can go back to his family in Maryland. I kid you not, friends. I kid you not. This is absolutely, the propaganda is being used in the court of law. It's just crazy. Israel has expanded its ground offensive operations in central Gaza. They've been working their way from the north down towards the south, and they're now moving into central Gaza. They've literally cleared everyone out of northern Gaza. Like, there ain't people up there. They're just pushing everybody south. And they're squeezing in from the sides. They're getting ready to relocate all of the Gazans. It's kind of like in Vietnam when the United States was like, we're having trouble with finding the enemy in the jungle. So what do we do? And they came up with Agent Orange, like, what if there's no jungle? Let's just get rid of the jungle, which has had horrendous health consequences for so many Americans as well as people over in Vietnam. Well, Israel's basically kind of doing like, we can't find the Hamas terrorists amongst all the people, so let's get rid of all the people. Of course, they can't get rid of them in certain ways, so they're relocating all of them so that the only people in the combat zone are the bad guys. Just for some idea of how massive this is, 88% of the land in Gaza now has been emptied and is classified as a military zone. 88% of the land. That's how far this thing is going. Hamas is still holding 50 hostages, but Israel has said that they're going to just take over Gaza, and they're going to relocate all the Gazans. And it looks like that's what they're doing. All right. Next up of what they're going to do after they do that, apparently, Israeli defense minister said the campaign against Iran isn't over. This is being quoted in the Times of Israel. So, telling us what they're going to do next. They're going to go after Iran again. Peace in the Middle East. Is it possible with Israel? I don't know. I don't know. They have the unwavering backing of this administration and the United States, and apparently that's all they really need to just basically fight everybody. They're fighting Syria, they're fighting Lebanon, they're fighting Gaza, they're fighting Iran. Heck, they're probably going to be fighting against Iraq soon. I don't know. Anyway, moving over to Brazil, some crazy stuff going down there. We continue to follow the saga of the Supreme Court that is persecuting the former president of Brazil, charging him with treason for supposedly doing a coup or something. The guy gave a couple speeches, and that's what they're charging him with, is that those speeches incited people to do a coup or something. No coup actually happened, but, doesn't stop judges who are empowered to have all authority in heaven and on earth who think they can do basically anything. Just imagine a Supreme Court loaded up with liberals, and that's basically what they got in Brazil. So they've threatened the former president, Jair Bolsonaro, with imprisonment. He's already got an ankle monitor on him now by order of the Supreme Court, and he is being charged with multiple felonies. He's been stripped of his ability to run for office. So why are they threatening him with imprisonment? What did he do? Well, he didn't do anything. But some people who support him, that he doesn't even have control over, have been posting some of his speeches on social media. And because of that, the Supreme Court wants to throw him in jail. How does that even make sense? I just want you to remember that if things had just gone a little differently in the United States, this is the direction we would have gone. This is the direction we almost went in, where people would be getting thrown into jail, and the leaders would be getting thrown in jail for people sharing speeches on social media. The Trump administration has announced in the U.S. a sweeping overhaul of the U.S. Department of Agriculture that will cut its Washington area workforce by more than a half and shift thousands of positions to regional hubs. This is part of President Trump's broader push to shrink the federal government and to move the agencies closer to the communities that they serve, like moving the FBI out to its field offices and getting it away from sitting all in Washington, D.C., essentially. Michael says, our Walmart, as well as all other stores here in Southeast Ohio, are dealing with ground coffee shortages. Prices have jumped to $19.99 for the large cans of coffee. A number of you guys are also seeing those similar prices. The spice section is wiped out. No garlic. We're reporting on the garlic shortage out there. Pretty much most of the garlic in the U.S. comes from China, and they've stopped exporting it to us. So you may hear they're not exporting rare earth minerals and get concerned, but they're not exporting garlic, so you might not be able to find it so easy. Beef prices have risen over $1 a pound as well. Foggy Brow says, I had to go to 3 different stores to find a head of cabbage. Walmart didn't have cabbage for 2 months on the one in the one near me, and the fresh produce area smelled so bad it was disgusting. I don't know what's going on with that. Well, rotting vegetables and stuff like that does not smell pretty, and if they're not cleaning it properly, that can happen. Rowan says, I lived 40 miles south of Nashville. One of our local gas stations on the northbound side of the highway takes and has taken advantage of morning commuters by increasing the fuel cost 10 cents more per gallon in the mornings, then dropping it back down around midday. So, yeah, just more confirmation of what we've been saying already. Might want to check what the gas prices look like at the gas station you go to at different times of the day. Deborah says gas prices are doing the same here in Fayetteville, and lower in the morning and higher in the afternoon. We noticed it for 4 or 5 days and actually discussed it between the two of us. So more people seeing that now that we're looking for it, right? Hey, if I can save you 10 cents, 20 cents a gallon of gas, because now that you know to go there at different times of the day. Also, you can download an app called Gas Buddy. Google Maps also has gas prices oftentimes on there of the stations. I don't know how accurate that is. Gas Buddy, I think, is a little more accurate. But you can look up all the prices of gas around you. You might find a station out there that's selling it for cheaper than what you're used to. I'm a big fan of going to Sam's Club, and I pay for my Sam's Club membership by just filling up my gas at Sam's Club. It's generally the cheapest place in town, so that's nice. Litterain says, I went shopping in a blue state next to mine. This is from West Virginia. They went somewhere else. I was astonished at the prices in Martin's grocery store. Meat was out of sight. Even hamburger was about $8 a pound. Steaks were about $20 a pound. Everything seemed to be about double in price. Steaks in West Virginia, still not too bad, but crossing my fingers. Well, prices did just jump up. We'll be getting to that in just a second here. TGR says, Northeastern Washington State. Husband manages at a Kroger affiliate store. Today, he was looking at the new ad, and very cheapest of cheap hamburger was $7 a pound. That's what's coming, friends. Hopefully you guys are bracing for this. We've been warning you for, I don't know, a year. So hopefully you're ready for it. He said the entire store got a notice that beef products would be rising significantly in cost, and that the company was aware and, quote, working to keep prices low. Everyone was concerned, to say the least. Keystone Beef ordered online $9-ish for 1.75 pounds is now cheaper than the cheapest of cheap hamburger. Be ready, as it's getting very, they didn't say what, but you know what I'm talking about. It's just getting very. Also, I want you to remember this. Keystone ground beef, when it's 1.75 pounds, remember that's cooked ground beef. Cooked ground beef is lighter than raw ground beef. When you brown that ground beef, it gets lighter. You lose some water out of it. So cooked ground beef at 1.75 is really like about 2 pounds of ground beef. So that's another reason to kind of load up on that Keystone ground beef. All right, Linda says, Southwest Ohio, I was placing a Walmart order and received a message that 10 of my items were out of stock and 3 of the items increased in price. If I have to go elsewhere to find these items, I will have to pay more. I'm retired and on a tight budget. Well, the truth is that banks have released reports, they release them every year, of what grocery stores really save people the most money. And when they compare apples to apples, or rather this product to that product, same name brand and everything like that, Walmart comes out consistently the cheapest out there. Aldi does too, but it's a little harder to compare them because Aldi has its own brands. But when you compare GV brand at Walmart to Aldi brand stuff, not only do I think Aldi brand stuff is usually better quality, but Aldi is usually either neck and neck or slightly cheaper than GV brand at Walmart. So, Worn Out Ranch says, after listening to your reports on higher food prices and shortages, we went to Walmart in northern Arizona today. Fruits such as nectarines and peaches were $1 each. Yes, each, not per pound. I know a lot of you guys really don't like the each kind of thing, but avocados, 88 cents each. One type of apple went for $3.58 a pound. They were large apples, so very few of them would have made a pound. The only food in the fruit and vegetable section that appears not to have gone up in price were the bananas at 56 cents a pound. I was frustrated and just quick looking around at prices and comparing them of today versus last week. The Walmart brand canned chicken was out of stock. I'm hearing that from a bunch of you guys, that the canned chicken, chick coin, has started disappearing, and it's expensive. So a name brand canned chicken was available. However, the Walmart brand they didn't have any, but it was 4 cans for $9. Yikes, it's gone up in price, hasn't it? The name brand was $14 for 4 cans. Surprising, the 60-count eggs were well stocked and cost $13. Last month they cost $30. So that was a pleasant surprise. You might want to stock up on eggs and, keep them for, freeze them and use them. Our cart was less than a fourth full and we spent $200. That's what we're facing out there, isn't it? Alan says, by the way, the Walmart near my home seems to be having a hard time keeping things in stock, but not specific things. Every time I shop there, I just find random things that are looking out of stock. However, a few months ago, they remodeled the whole store. They've been remodeled. Basically, they just moved every item from one area to another area of the store, within the store. And when the remodel was complete, every single item was fully stocked, and there was no bare spots on any shelves. So if they were able to fully stock the store after remodeling, why can't they fully restock it regularly? Now, you guys sometimes report in, and I don't really pass those on so much. Went to Walmart, they had all these shipping containers out in the parking lot. Well, they do that when they're remodeling the store. They move all the product out there into the shipping containers, remodel the store, and then move all the stuff back in. They use it for extra storage space. When they remodel the store, they make sure that it's fully stocked so people can find what they're looking for when they first come in, and so that the store, knows they have enough room in all the shelves. So that's what happens, at least, and then when they can't restock it, partially sometimes that's a reason because people are stealing those items, and it's not going into the computer that they need to buy a replacement for that. So highly stolen items have a tendency to go out of stock at Walmart, but until they start figuring that out, other times it's just shipping issues or they can't order them or whatever. But Jonah says, Oregon coast area, Walmart eggs. Seems like every time I eat them, whether hard-boiled or over easy, I have diarrhea within 30 minutes. And just seeing if anyone else may be having that same problem. I've been doing Aldi eggs recently, so I haven't been having too much of a problem with them. But let us know if you're having problems with your Walmart eggs. Garrett says, I have 4 bell pepper plants and they weren't doing well until I used some fertilizer and a lot of water, and now they're doing great. This is southern Utah. Tryon says, Upper Eastern Washington, small town. Landline phones have been down for about 6 weeks. Most of the time, cell phones don't work the best here either. This includes our fire department. A lot of people call for medical and fire help directly. Kicker is CenturyLink, the provider there, said the equipment is so old that they don't even make parts for it anymore. So your landline phones are going away. At this time, it looks like they have no plans to fix the phones. It's been interesting. Turns out I use my phone more than I thought. and Kathy in northeast Wisconsin. We went to the Piggly Wiggly. There were so many shortages here, very small amount of dairy products. We also just had a tornado in my town. There's a lot of damage. We were prepared only because of this channel. Also, we had a warning letter from DWD Wisconsin, which is the local affiliate of US Cellular. It's going to be up to 4,000 people being laid off. Now, with all the companies sending letters for layoffs and some total closures of companies, it's causing people to pull back their spending. I see it at grocery stores and dollar stores. Not many people shopping without jobs. We have to buy or grow our own food. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining with us and chiming in. If you want to get that free book, down in the pinned comment down below, or click on the link right there, fill out your information, and they'll get that book out to you. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.